Hey everybody, I'm Zach.
And I'm Jesse.
We're going to be reviewing this EV charger that I can't really pronounce. Next on Alice Review. All right, so this is the MaXpeedingrods. See, I did it.
MaXpeedingrods.
MaXpeedingrods.
Not MaXpeedingrods.
No.
MaXpeedingrods, and this is the EV7M40A, or the 7M40 amps.
Right. This is one of the first ones I've seen that has an RFID card reader. Boop. Please demonstrate for me, will you?
Yeah, so once this is hooked up to power, in order to start it, you're going to need either a phone app, which we will give you the phone app. We had to dig through the manual to find it, or you use an RFID card, which is kind of a weird size and shape.
I'm sorry, are those the only two ways to turn this on and use it?
Yes.
Oh.
So,
okay, so wait, so this sounds perfect for me. I run a business, right? Lots of editors coming and going, and I'd like to be able to monitor which ones use more electricity than the others. So I give each of them an RFID card, and then I can monitor them.
Right. Now, the app does allow you to monitor usage, but not individual user usage, just general usage.
Overall. So walk me through the app then. There's 5 things it can do, right? So the first thing is share.
Yes. So basically, you can give the app and its information to as many people as you want, and those people can then connect to the unit and start and stop charging.
So that would be good for business.
Yes. So if you had multiple employees and you didn't want the general public using the charger, you just wanted it to be for your employees, that's one potential use case for it.
Okay. The next thing on the app is charging records. So that's great for a business.
It's not charging records in that it was like, Dave at 6:30 p.m. to 4:30 a.m. It doesn't track who or at what times. It's going to track over a span of time how much energy was used.
I mean, it's still useful for a business, I guess, to know. But
yeah, I mean, if you're a business with one employee who really wants to charge their car every day and is willing to reimburse the business for the electricity used, this could be a method where they're given their specific key card, they bleep it, and maybe you buy different ones, and then you could maybe figure that out. But let's stick with one. They are the only person who's going to be charging, and you get to see at the end of the month, that they used 500 kilowatt hours, and you charge them accordingly.
The next thing on the app is you can reduce the charging flow.
And the reason you'd want to do this is if this charger was on an outlet that was plugged into a circuit where other stuff was plugged into it. So let's say a dryer or a tool or something like that. If you wanted to reduce the power to a level to where you could turn on that other thing and it wouldn't trip the breaker.
The next is charging notifications. So I guess it would let you know that someone was charging.
Yep, or that you were done charging and that you could go unplug your car and let somebody else plug it.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
And then lastly, charging schedule. So I guess you could say, hey, I'm going to the airport tomorrow, start charging tonight at 1 o'clock in the morning and be ready by the time I'm going to leave for the airport.
Right, and so this is interesting because it would probably fight if you had a car that had its own charging schedule system.
Right.
So you'd probably just shut that off on your car and let the charger do itself.
Well, that's really cool. I mean, I like those features. Price-wise, this is $539. I've seen it even cheaper, actually, on Amazon. We're going to put some links down below. So this is meant, obviously, as to be mounted to the wall. It's a pretty easy system. You mount this bracket first. And then I do want to point out, though, that if you didn't want people to steal it, I can steal it without even a screwdriver. Look, I'm stealing it right now.
Yes. So it comes with thumb screws.
Stolen.
And then, well, you have one other. There's another screw. Let's take them both off for a second. So easy to install, but easy to uninstall. If this was the wall, you're now holding and getting away scotch-free with your $500 charger.
Right.
So that's not super great. What you could do is replace these thumb screws with tamper-resistant screws. So that would be something like a Torx security screw or a security Phillips or something like that. Mm-hmm. It's going to be tamper-resistant, but it's not going to stop a dedicated thief from removing the unit and taking it away from you and using it. Now, the one benefit would be that they probably don't have the RFID cards, so maybe they aren't going to be able to use it themselves, but they probably will be able to sell it. And the only unfortunate part is that there's no way to actually lock this to the wall. There's not like a loop or something where you could put, strong thing. I mean, people can steal almost anything, but there is no way to like fully secure it.
Well, I'm glad you pointed out, because I was thinking for a business, like if I was a restaurant and I had employees, but you're really saying this isn't really meant for that.
I mean, it could be used. Let's be real.
It's just not in New York City. Like, it could be used probably in more of a suburban place where you trusted everybody.
Yeah, I mean...
Sorry to single you out, New York City.
Right. It's not a New York City-proof solution, but it is probably a solution for, you know, someone's hometown. The other thing is, in terms of security, if this is meant to stop people from charging, unless they are a registered person that you know, well, you're going to have to somehow secure the plug.
Oh, right, because they could unplug it and then just plug it in.
There's going to be an outlet. And by the way, this is one of the least favorite parts of this unit for me, is how short this cable is. You can just about wrench it like this, but it has to go exactly next to the outlet, or, and probably better, would be to have the outlet below and upside down. But now you have to wire an outlet upside down, which most likely the outlet wasn't wired upside down. So now you have to pay an electrician to wire the outlet. So, but then you're left with the problem of, how do I keep this from being unplugged and somebody plugging in their own charger? Again, is this going to happen every day? No, probably not. But you're probably going to have to do something to that outlet to have it now be a lockable outlet. It's just another thing that you're going to have to think about. But again, the functionality of this means that once you do that, this is a semi-secure system.
I kind of like the green and the blue and the black. What do you think?
I don't like this green at all. It looks like more of a mistake.
Really?
This green is not an attractive green next to the black. Weird olive green does not look good next to black when it's plastic, and especially not next to this blue. I don't think that it's very attractive looking, in my opinion.
To each his own.
Right. One thing that I will point out, though, is that if this is a charging unit that is going to be used in that kind of business capacity that we've been talking about, there's plenty of real estate for a big sticker to tell everyone to go away, because they're not going to be able to charge here. So it's a semi-secure system. It takes a little bit more work to make it better, in my opinion.
So let's talk about the features. This weighs 18 pounds, and that's, I think, including all of the stuff. It is 8.8 inches by 12.4 inches. Has a 16-foot long cable. To me, that's not long enough. It's fine for lots of use cases, and maybe yours is fine, but every now and then you got a truck or you got something where it didn't back in the right way, and you'd probably want a longer one.
Not a terribly flexible cable, but it does seem like it is going to be pretty rugged. It has a very standard-looking black charger plug, and again, it has a plastic one of these. So if this gets broken off, it'll still charge, but it could be dangerous if it gets pulled out.
This is adjustable from 6 to 40 amps, so that's a nice feature, and I really do like that it has an app with it. Many of the ones we reviewed don't, and so that can be a nice feature, but it does mean that if you're used to just getting out of your car, plugging it in and going in the house, you're gonna have to either use that RFID or your app first.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's much of a home charger. It might be an apartment building kind of charger. Especially the fact that if this was your charger and your charger alone and you're the only person using it, that reporting that it does in terms of energy usage could be really helpful in convincing a landlord to install something like this, or you pay to install it and you tell your landlord, look, I'm going to have this thing, I'm going to be plugged into that outlet where you're paying the electricity, but every month I will send you a receipt basically of showing all of the charging sessions, how much that equated to, and I'll reimburse you for that.
And if you live in a place where there's tiered charges, so like at night it's cheaper electricity, you could schedule your electricity to start charging at, say, midnight when it's cheaper, and that would save you a lot of money. So that's a really nice feature. I want to talk about the fact that it's IP65 weather resistant, so it's going to be pretty good outside, and so it should be fine in an outside environment. And lastly, it comes with a 3-year guarantee. But before I forget, the most important thing, and if you watch till the very end, you're gonna be glad you did, we're giving this away. So all you have to do to win it is head on over to our Patreon. That's at patreon.com/nowyouknow. There you can join us for as little as $1 a month. That helps support all the work we do. And you'll have a pretty good chance of winning this because not many people know about it. And what you're gonna do there is just let us know why this is the perfect charger for you.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of Now Let's Review. We would really appreciate if you have any ideas for episodes. We would love to help review those products for you. So leave them down in the comments below. Hit the like button. It really, really helps us out if you hit the like button. It's almost like you watch the video 10 times if you hit the like button. So we really appreciate that as well.
And let us know what your other questions are, maybe about this charger, because we can help answer those for you.
So thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Now let's review.